Ladies and gentlemen, time is becoming our enemy. Let's make welcome first speaker affirmative. Here.
Good day, the General House. I, by name, Muzotochku Solomon, from Shalom International College, Oneke, Ezza South. I am here to propose the motion which states this house supports the immediate demilitarization of the southeast region of Nigeria. But before I proceed, I want to throw more light on the keyword demilitarization. Demilitarization can be defined as the total removal of military forces from the southeast region of Nigeria. But before I continue, I want to tell you that removing military force from the southeast region of Nigeria will go a long way to help the southeastern region. Here are my points to support my argument. Firstly, reduction of tension. The presence of military forces in the southeast zone of this nation has caused the people to be hijacked with slavish fear. And for this slavish fear to be removed, the military forces over there must go. That is why removing the military personnel in the southeast region is very important. We all know that fear is the best enemy of man. When you allow fear within you, you cannot come out to trade, you cannot come out to do anything meaningful to help your life. And this is exactly what the presence of the military forces in the southeast region of Nigeria has done. So demilitarization will also help to reduce the fear that have caged the people. Secondly, the point of information.
You just said that having the military forces in the southeast region makes the people live in slavish fear. But right now we have military forces presently. Does that mean you're living in slavish fear?
Thank you. Now, when you see armies or soldiers near your house carrying guns, and they are very serious in their business, they are very committed looking for those they are there for, will you not be afraid? Assuming when you come out from your house and you saw people standing with guns, you don't have any option than to be gripped with fear. This is exactly what is happening over there. People there are gripped with fear, and therefore many of them are indoor. Instead of them to go about their businesses, they are rather hooked up with fear. I continue. Secondly, demilitarization will also help the citizens to enjoy the sense of belonging. Remember, they are caged there with fear. If the soldiers, which is the source of their fear, is now removed, it will go a long way to help them know, yes, that indeed I am a citizen of this nation. We all know that all citizens has right to enjoy. There is fundamental human right, the right of speech, the right of movement, but this right has been greatly hampered by the presence of these military personnel over there. I believe that when these soldiers are removed, that the people can easily come out to trade, thereby boosting the economy of the nation. Also, demilitarization will also help the unnecessary dictation. We all know that soldiers are out for their business, and many of the people they dictate and arrest are people that are not actually crime committers. They are innocent people, and I believe that when they are totally in rest, that this unlawful dictation will be rest. Thank you.
Here. Thank you, first speaker affirmative, for that outing. Let's make welcome first speaker opposition. Here.
Good day, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Goodness. I am representing Ohaozara local government area. I'll be speaking against the topic. This house supports the immediate demilitarization of the southeast region of Nigeria. Firstly, what does it mean to demilitarize a state or an area? It means to shift from power of the military. It means to remove the military from being in power. While militarize means to adopt the use of the military as a method to curb insecurity. The word military comes from the Latin word militaris, meaning of soldier and war. The current conflict in our country, Nigeria, has made it paramount for the intervention of our military to help to curb the present situation. I heard my opponent saying that having the military standing around our houses and coming out to see them makes us live in fear. Actually, it's not true. Because having the military there gives you a sense of security, that your government is doing its best to actually protect you. You feel secured. Firstly, having the military around us helps to enhance security. The military is there with better equipped ammunition and weapons to help to curb insecurity. And he spoke about fear. Right now, having the fear of the military helps us because those terrorists, bandits, will actually fear them. Even naturally, as we are now, if the military were to step in immediately, right now, we would have this fear within us, which would make us cautious. And it will help us to know what we are about to do. It will give us the right step in the right direction to make those bandits actually afraid to walk because they know that the military is actually there. And it's when there is security in our nation, it helps to enhance food circulation because the fear on the roads that the bandits are attacking us makes the drivers afraid to move around, causing food scarcity and food insecurity. But when the military is there at the road checkpoint, checking the people, it gives the road users the chance, the freedom, the confidence that our military is there so they can move around transporting the food from the rural areas to the urban areas, circulating food in our country presently. Lastly, it helps to reduce the number of IDPs, internally displaced persons, and isolated rural settlements. If you go to the north presently, you would see that a large vast area is being isolated due to insecurity. But because of the military in our southeast region, that is not true. Because people now move around, they walk freely because they know that our military is there. They give us security, they support us. So it gives us this sense of security within us. And it helps for us to go on with the free flow of our activities. With this point, and with everything going on, I feel like it is wrong. I strongly believe that it is wrong to demilitarize our southeast region because it will subject our southeastern region to become like the northerners, where there is no security around, where people don't have the confidence in our nation, Nigeria. With this following point, I hope I've been able to convince you that demilitarizing our southeastern region is a step in the wrong direction. Thank you.
Hear, hear. All right, thank you, First Speaker. Affirmative for that outing. Without further ado, let's make welcome. By the way, let me appreciate the decorum in the room and let me ask for more decorum. All right? Let's make welcome the second speaker. Affirmative for their case. Here, here.
All protocols duly observed. Standing on an already established protocol, I by name one for Stanley Akashku from Ezza High School, Abonson, in Ezza South local government area, hereby affirm what my first speaker have just said on the demilitarization of the southeast region with my following points. Firstly, emergency orders are reduced. We know that one of the reasons why militarization is practiced is because of, let's say, lack of security, and thereby they engage themselves in a state of emergency, which limits the citizens to be able to walk around freely, remitting their rights and making them not able to exercise their nationality in the country. Secondly,
representing Ohaozara local government area, opposing the motion that says that this house support the immediate demilitarization of the southeast region of Nigeria. Firstly, looking at the north, it is not militarized. And that is the more reason why most of the Northerners are illiterate. But looking at the South, as we all can see, our students can go to school without any, students can go to school without any disturbance, secured. Our parents can go to the farm, go to their workplaces without any disturbance. So I still believe that it is not affecting our education, demilitarization of the Southeast region. Secondly, it supports peaceful coexistence between states, countries, and individuals. In a situation where, example, for instance, in Ebonyi state now, as we all can see, there are Hausas living here, there are Yorubas living here, there are equally Igbos living in this Ebonyi state. Had it been there is demilitarization in our environment, you will see that there will be conflict, there will be war. But since there is no demilitarization, we all can live peacefully without any conflict. Yes?
How does demilitarization causes conflict? How does demilitarization causes conflict among us Igbos?
How it causes conflict?
Yes, I have heard you say that it causes conflict.
I didn't say it causes conflict. I said that, maybe you are getting me wrong, my co-debater. I said that it has created peaceful coexistence between states and individuals. Yes?
You said about security. So can you tell me why my hometown, Onoike, is unsecure? Can you please explain why militarization cannot stop the constant cultist attacks on my hometown? Please explain.
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Can you ask again?
I said that you say that militarization prevents insecurity. My question is, can you please explain explain how my hometown, Onoike, is still...
POI time is up. Please give her the mic.
I get your point now. At least you go to school every day secure, don't you? You do. Have there been any invasion from bandits in your school? Have there been ungunned men in your school? No. We all go to school secured, and there is no bandits disturbing us. Am I lying? So your Onoeke school is secured because the militaries are there protecting you. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that the immediate demilitarization of the Southeast region of Nigeria. Thank you.
Here. Thank you, Second Speaker, Opposition, for that outing. Please, let's quickly make welcome First Speaker, affirmative, for their team case summary. You have 1 minute to summarize your team case. Here.
I am so flabbergasted and confused by hearing my opponent say that militarization causes security. Now, let me tell you, anything that has advantage also has disadvantage. The disadvantage of militarization is more than its advantage. Now, consider there is regular state of emergency where they declare state of emergency 6 to 8, 6 to 10, and all of that, keeping the people in house. Many of them are abused, suffering from hunger in the name of protection, in the name of security. I tell you that is not security. Also, I heard you say that militarization, I overheard you say that militarization causes insecurity. I overheard you say so, George. I want you to note that. Also, demilitarization has removed tension from the heart of the people. You know that fear is the greatest enemy of man. When you see people with guns arresting even people that have done nothing, will you not be captured with fear? This is what militarization have done. I strongly believe that militarization is a great problem. Therefore, to proper solution, demilitarization is the solution. Thank you.
Here, here. Thank you, first speaker. Thank you, first speaker. Affirmative for your team summary. Here, here.
Thank you once again for the opportunity. I'd like to correct a misinterpretation. My opponent didn't say demilitarization causes insecurity. Instead, she said it enhances security. I also heard you say that militarization has caused a lot of emergency orders. But how many times have the military ordered you to stay at home? You would answer none. Most of the reasons why the Southeast, stay at home is due to the stay-at-home orders, not because of the military, actually. Okay, to confirm with all I've said, militarization causes peaceful coexistence. It enhances our security. It helps us to go to school peacefully, unlike the Northerners. Many Northerners have stopped going to school. Parents have stopped their children from going to school because of fear. But our parents send us to school peacefully with the security that this military is there guarding us. So with this point, demilitarization is not the best step to curb insecurity. Thank you very much.
Here, here. Thank you. Please, can we give a round of applause for Ohaozara local government and Ezza South local government? Here, here. Thank you for that outing from both teams. We'll take 2 minutes to sum up our adjudication. Thank you. Round 3. Affirmative side gave us the following as their points. Number 1, reduction of tension, where he explained that the presence of the military has hijacked the citizens with slavish fear. Number 2, he argued that demilitarization will help the citizens to enjoy a sense of belonging. It will help them to feel free to express their lives as Nigerian nationals. All right. Now he explained that fear cripples freedom of movement, cripples trades, and cripples expression, personal expression for individuals. He went on to mention that the military carries out illegal arrests and brutalization of citizens. However, that point didn't count because his time was already up. All right. However, still, his second speaker came up and brought back that point. So we counted it. Are we together? Come on, are we together? Okay. Good. Now, the first speaker, opposition, she began with this POI, which we felt was valid, to the first speaker, affirmative. She said, given that you said militarization is causing the citizens to be gripped with fear, are you currently living in fear? All right, that was her POI. She went further to define demilitarization as the removal of the military from a region and all that. But then these were the points we felt were valid. Number 1, she said the situations in the Southeast requires the presence of the military. As it stands now, given the situations, the rising security challenges, there's a need for the military to remain in the Southeast. All right, she went further to say the presence of the military enhances security. So the more we have military presence, the more we'll have less of banditry and all whatnot. She went further to argue that currently in Nigeria we fear insurgency and terrorists. So, but the presence of the military will scare away the insurgents and terrorists, thereby making the citizens to feel safer within their land. All right? She went further to argue that security enhances food availability and food safety. Did we hear that? Did we hear that? All right, where she explained that if there's military checkpoints on our Southeast roads, the bus drivers, food transporters will feel free to move their goods and products from one place to another. She went further to argue in her fourth argument that the presence of the military helps to reduce IDP camps and to also secure isolated rural areas. And then she did something strong. She compared the case of the Northeast with the Southeast as at today. That comparison was very, very strong. All right. It showed that they understood the context of the debate. Now, why? They told us in the North, because the North is not militarized, insecurity is high there, banditry and terrorism is high, therefore the North has more IDP camps than the Southeast. The presence of the military in the Southeast at almost every checkpoint is a reason. They argued that, they claimed that, we are not putting it for them. They argued that that's why we do not have IDP camps in the Southeast of Nigeria. All right, and that was it for first speaker, opposition. The second speaker, affirmative, showed up and he argued that the presence of the military cripples freedom of movement. All right, that with the presence of the military in the Southeast, people do not people do not live their lives as they should. He went further to argue that militarization hasn't solved insecurity. Militarization hasn't solved insecurity. However, in his opening remark, he said that militarization is the causes panic and lack of security. Then he went further to ask a POI to the second speaker that if you claim that the presence of the military has stabilized the southeast region, why is it that we are scared in Onweke? Why is it that he's from Onweke and why is it that they are scared? That opening statement and that his POI were contradictory. But then that POI was strong. Why, with the presence of the military, why are we still having, unknown gunmen, insecurities in Onweke? Well, he mentioned even courtism. Why are we still having courts happening around, even with the presence of the military? That was a strong one. All right, very important. Now, so basically, his arguments were that the presence of the military cripples movement and does not solve insecurity. Those were his two arguments. Now, by the second speaker, opposition showed up, and these were her arguments. Number one, she began by comparing the north, which is not militarized, with the southeast, claiming that the southeast, or arguing rather, that the southeast is quite safer than the north as it were today. We felt, although that was strong, that was her supporting the claims or the arguments of the first speaker who already brought that to the room. Now, the second speaker went further to argue that this was a strong argument from her, which opposition did not. Okay, they tried to engage that. I'll come to that. She argued that militarization supports or enhances peaceful coexistence between the states. Now, let me say this: when it comes to debate, just like in public speaking, errors in speech do not count, provided the person explains what they are saying well. Are we together? In Igbo, they call it entire. The person may have made a mistake, a slip of tongue. That's what I'm looking for. A slip of tongue does not count. Where it becomes an issue is if the person keeps explaining the wrong thing. But if you had a slip of tongue but explained what you meant well, your point stands. Are we together? All right. So she argued that the presence of the military supports peaceful coexistence between the states. All right. That's basically for her. Now we come to the team summaries. The first speaker, affirmative, argued that he came to support their case that demilitarization is going to cure the menace of militarization, such as bullying citizens, oppressing citizens, or not allowing freedom of movement. Then he brought up something else into the debate, which shouldn't have been, but it was none of our business. Okay, we'll come to that. He said that the state of emergency in the southeast, that there are states of emergency and all of those things being declared in the southeast, and it is because of the presence of the military. All right. If opposition didn't, he shouldn't have brought a new case in his summary. All right, in his summary. However, we left it, and opposition came in their own team summary. Opposition trashed it by saying the state of emergency or sit at home in the southeast is an order by a proscribed group, not because of the military, and that cleared that particular argument. It watered it down. Now, these are the scores for each speaker. First speaker, affirmative, scored a total point of 55. Here. Come on, here. First speaker, opposition, scored a total point of 85. Here. First speaker, second speaker, opposition, scored a total point of 70 points. Here. Yes, the second speaker here did quite a better. After the first speaker, opposition, the next guy is actually the second speaker, affirmative. The guy was good. All right? Personally, I like the way he talks. But that's not the reason. The guy did his job well. All right. Very sharp point. The guy did his job well. And his rebuttal, so you remember it was his rebuttal. He asked a very strong rebuttal. He did his job well. Now, second speaker, opposition, scored a total point of 55. Here. With that being said, team average for affirmative is 62.5 points. Here. Team average for opposition is 70 points. Here. With that being said, the winner of the third round is opposition Ohaozara local government. Here. And the best speaker is first speaker opposition. Here. Thank you, and you may leave the stage.